Hi there. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be going through some papers for our journal. Now we do have, let me show you the cover again. There. Isn't that pretty? Didn't it turn out cute? And then we added that piece. Okay. So this has a lot of red and gold and black. And we need to kind of pick a lane because I don't want to, I kind of need to pick something to focus on as I'm picking out papers. And I have a couple of ideas. I'm just going to show you my process of what I do. Now these are trimmed down to be 8 by 8, and this the paper collection is poppies and daisies and gingham and red. It's got a lot of dark red and red. Okay, and then just to celebrate the gold in some of this ornate looking gold, I went ahead and lined the back of the pages with gold. My lined image that's on my community tab, I went ahead and shrunk it to 8 by 8, and I printed it on the computer. Now what I had to do, okay, I think this is double. This is like 11 by 17 paper maybe. Yes. So what I had to do here was center it on a page of 8.5 by 11. And I just barely trimmed the corners, and then I had to run it through my printer like that. I go through that in the first cover video, but simply put, instead of all the rambling, printing on 8.25 by 8.25 was not an option for my printer. Anyway, I tried to do it. And so I had to center it on a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper. And I barely taped the corners down, and I have trimmed this down to be 8 inches even. But I won this paper collection, and I will have it linked. You can get it both printed and digital. And I love it. But my thing is, I've never liked the backside plain paper, plain white scrapbook paper. So I made these lines to print on it, and that's what we've done. And I have 2 signatures just the same. Okay, these 2 signatures are exactly the same. Now cover number 2, we've gone through this. And I'm ending up making 2 journals out of this. So this is going to be a trifold. And then we did this yesterday. And the center flap, okay, we'll call it a flap, is a little bit shorter, just to clear the spine on that side. I don't want that coming all the way to this spine. I just want to clear it, okay? So this is about 3/4 of an inch, and this is about 3/8 of an inch, okay? And then we're going to have a signature. Now I will trim these down when we're ready. We're going to have a signature in the back and a signature in the front right here. And then it's going to look like that. Those hung up on the flowers. And then it's going to look like that. And we are going to add more pages to the inside. We're just going to add a few, okay? And I have a few ideas. So these pages are 4 by 8, okay? So that is our cover that I did yesterday. I think it turned out really cute. Hope it's not too dark in here. I didn't turn on the overhead light. I did notice that this piece right here looks a little bunched, so I will clean that up somehow. It looks like an awkward bunch. But it doesn't look that bad in person, but I can see why that looks a little bad in the picture. It was like, what is that going on? So I will have to spread that out a little bit and secure it. You know, coerce it to lay to look like not such a bunch. Okay? So, there. What do you think? What do you think of that? I was really happy with how this turned out so far. So, we have those pages. Now, what do I want for the other pages? I only want to add a few. I don't think, I do have some decorative paper picked out, and I might use some of it on a really neutral. Okay, here's the red poppy cover. Here's scraps of that from trimming it down. Here's this gold blotchy word, you know, the gold blotches covering the words. I don't know what it's supposed to, I don't understand what that would be. Painting blot. It almost looks like brush strokes. So I have some of that, and I'm not going to do too much more decorative pages because I want to highlight the paper kit, you know. So I don't want to take away from it too much. I might use something like this. This is generic. This wouldn't compete with it at all. You know, it might work. Now the back of it's got that going on. So I would have to use it only for envelopes or something, okay? And then I've got this. Stripes wouldn't compete with it. This red gradient wouldn't compete with it. These kind of look like poppies. So I might use some of this too. And I'm talking envelopes and stuff. You know, nothing that will compete with the, I want to use stuff that will complement the start of the show, okay? I don't want to compete with it at all. So these, I'm thinking I might use in some way, but I'm not going to use them as a page, okay? So a lot of times what I'll do is trim scrapbook paper down and print on the back of it, my lined image on the back of it. But I'm not going to do that this time because I don't want to compete. Also, I have my lined image on enough pages, on the decorative pages. Oops, got that upside down. So I'm not going to compete with what I did there either. I'm going to pick store-bought, already done lined images, okay? And I have a lot of options and a few ideas. Okay. Now, I'm going to leave this here so we can see. This is the cover page. Now, and we're at 4x8 is what our pages are. And that's too big. I've already folded. One thing we like to do, let me show you, is these are deli placemats my sister gave me. And we like to fold them up and then fold them back and then ink. I've been inking the edges. We sew the edges, all of it. And then you've got all these neat pockets and stuff. So it just turns out as a really neat element, okay? Then Rhonda, Junk Journal Diva, had red ones. And they have a really neat pearly inside. So, let me see how tall it is. See, it's only 9 inches tall, 9 1/4. And the pages are 4x8. So I could make it shorter, but I don't want to. But it's red. Is it poppy red? No, it's a little brighter. So I'm not going to use that. And I'm undecided if I'm going to use a lace one. I don't think I will. I might make I'm uncertain. Well, also, not much of this is white. This is all cream. So I probably won't use either of the deli placemats. So we're going to say no thank you to that. This is not how I usually do stuff. I usually put it all in, whether it needs it or not. Now here is, you know, I love this, is Amazon packaging. Packing. They just shove this in the box. Do you know about this? Isn't it great? I love it. And I don't think it needs it. So I'm going to say no thank you to that. Wow. This is crazy. I usually put all of this in. I'm usually like, check, check, check. Got it all in there. That's funny. Now, I don't know. I think I have 8-inch doilies. 8-inch diameter. And it's got roses on it. And that's poppies. Do we want roses? Does a rose match it? Does, you know what? I think this might complement that, because that is a plain red page. And I think that would look lovely on there. Okay. So we're going to use 3. Well, 2. Okay. I was going to do something different, but I'm not going to. I might. Okay, I might. How does this open? Oh, it's already open. Okay, I'm going to set out 4 of these because I have something to show you, which it might work on a plain page. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. 1, 2, and we'll get to that when we're embellishing. You'll have to stay tuned. Have I given you a, a cliffhanger now? Like, oh my God, what's she doing with the doily? I'm kidding. It's not that big a deal. But I have seen somebody do something. I should probably figure out where I saw it and give them credit, So there, we're going to use 4 of those because I have an idea. Uh-oh. Hang tight, guys. We got ideas going on. And you can color these. You can ink them. You can spray them. You can stencil on them. You can brush them with your brushes, ink blend on them and stuff. You can do a lot. Okay? I don't know. Can you watercolor them? I might try to watercolor one, okay? So there's that. Okay, I guess okay, well, we got the box here. We will go ahead. Let me move this so I don't get it all bent up. And it keeps getting hung up on those flowers, so that's dumb. I'll have to fix that or address that. Now, here we go. Looky here. This is actually, this is a Bath and Body Works box. Have you when you get products in the mail, the inside is blue and white check. So I just took it apart and turned it inside out. And so now I have a blue and white check box on my shelf full of envelopes. And I was thinking these gray envelopes I got these recently from Amazon on Warehouse. And it was a pack of, and they're too big. Okay. Well, I could trim them because I always we're going to use these. Oh, well, let me see how tall they are. They might be too tall. And, yeah, they're too tall. Drat. Okay. But I want to use it. And we're going to use them. We're just going to make it work. Okay. We might just have to layer and make pockets. Okay. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, and I'll show you how I do these. Because I make this, now I'm using it as an insert. Okay, let me get the box out of the way. I don't think we need any other. I do have one more place to look. A stationery binder full of stationery. Okay, let's see. So what I do with these is, this is exactly how I make a cover. For my envelope journals, is I do that. And then you glue here, the back of that, and the back and the inside of that. And then this all by itself is a cover. It can be a cover for a journal. And then what I do is, I don't like pockets opening up on the inside when you use them as an insert like this. I used to do that, and it gets kind of crowded because that's where your spine is and your sewing and everything. You know, it just gets kind of crowded. And cleaning it up to be able to use it. Or I guess you could just leave it like this. But I don't know. I'll tell you what I do. And I don't even have any left. I gave them all away. So, I need to make more. So what I've learned to do is cut the outside. Now I will have to make cards for this. I don't have any. But it has something on it. So what I do is I cover the inside with a piece of paper, just a bit shy of the edge. Maybe I could use this since we didn't like the black and white anyway, you know? How about that? Yeah, I like that. And then what I do is, since this one's too wide anyway, because this is like 8.5 inches and we only need it to be 8. Oh, it's 9 inches and we only want it to be 8. So we'll have to trim a good 1/2 inch off of either side, which is fine. And then you make the opening out here to pull to pull something out of the pocket, instead of, you know, like if you put this along here to clean that up, right? Then you've got to get in the pocket this way, and there's a spine there, a signature. You know, it's kind of dumb. So then if you do it like this and just cover and leave just your outside showing, and then you open it on the outside. See what I'm saying? So that's great. We'll do that. And I like that paper, and that might be what we do. Okay. Alrighty. And I also have gray paper. I don't know if I have gray cardstock. But as a cover, I'll probably do it like I do a cover. As a cover, I use a sheet of cardstock to clean all this up. And then you just don't glue this area. You just glue along here. And then that's just open. And that's okay. Okay, so I might just use cardstock and then kind of combine it and just... No, we don't. I don't know if we have the bulk. If we want... Yeah, it'll be fine. We're not adding many pages. So it'll be okay. All right, we're doing that. I don't know if I need to do 2. I think 1's enough, because I'll make a folder for the other one. Okay. Okay. Yes, we're doing that. So far we've got doilies and envelopes picked out. Okay, next, let's see. Temu journal. Temu deconstruct. Okay, now this I don't think is going to work. This is a journal I deconstructed from Temu, and I don't think it's going to work because and it's a lot of nice paper and a lot of good size. You know, I like the connected pages, but to cut it down to 4 inches, you're going to end up with a couple of wonky words, and that's stupid, so we're not doing that. Even though it would have matched nice, because it's an ivory paper with black and, you know, shades of black lines. Okay, let's see. You know, we've got graph paper, and I'm going to say no thank you because it's so blue, and I've got another option for that. For, you know, paper to write on. Composition book, look here. Oh, that I might use. This, it's composition book, and it's really blue, and I'm going to say no. Because I got something new that I need to, that I'm going to use. So we're going to say no to that. I did pull out a couple of pages of sketch paper out of this. It's 100 sheets, and I know I don't usually, I wouldn't normally use something like this. I would sketch on it. I wouldn't use it for journal paper, but I think it has a nice texture, a nice color, and I might watercolor on this and add that as pages, unless it looks too sloppy and unless it looks like it's taken a complete different direction. But I might lightly try to watercolor on that. So we've got that going. Okay. Now this, I haven't decided if I'm using this or the buff paper. Let me show you my new composition book that I'm going to use because it has gray lines. I mean gray dots. It's dot grid composition book instead of stitched. I mean instead of lined. So that's cool, and I'm not going to take it apart right now, but I know I'm going to use probably 10 pages of that. Okay? And then we know we're going to use that. And I have one more idea. I'm uncertain about that. Let me get my big binder. Oh, this is, well, it used to be all of them. Now it's just a lot of them. My paper samples. Here's resume paper. Don't think we need it. Now remember, I'm not making this journal as bulky and full as I am. This, I don't know which I like better. This is like, okay, here. This is like kids' construction paper. It called it art paper. And I always say, I was giving my sister, I buy paper in bulk on Amazon Warehouse. And I was giving my sister a whole stack of all kinds of neat paper. And like we don't live near each other, so then once or twice a year, we give each other like what we've made or sharing with each other of our new supplies and stuff. And I was giving her all these papers, and this one was her favorite. It is just a lovely textured, kind of maybe in the direction of construction paper. And I don't know if the book needs the texture. I also have this, it's called Buff, and it's this lovely golden color, and I'm uncertain if it's too yellow. I don't think we need it. For example, on my Amazon Warehouse, I got a whole ream, 500 sheets of this buff color, and it's this wonderful golden color. I just love it. And normally it's like $30 for a ream. It was 11 by 17, so that's like 2 reams of 8.5 by 11, right? And it was 60 cents. That's the Amazon Warehouse deals you need to learn, you need to know about. Now I do have paper and ivory, and I think that is what I printed on. No, I didn't. It was for the other one. Okay. I'm going to say no to all of that because I have something else. To kind of go with these gray scale dots on the composition, I have too full of this, and this is a lovely, lovely paper, and it is grayscale lines, and I think it will match with the composition paper well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will use one sheet of composition book paper with one sheet of this grayscale paper. And I think that will look, I think those will be nice. And I will probably just do 1 and 1 in between each page, because I have 5 of the decorative pages in between each signature. So we'll probably do decorative page, one of these, decorative page, one of these, throughout the whole journal. Okay? Maybe. I might not do it on the one that I want this to show up. I don't know. Okay? I'm uncertain. But we're going to pretty much use that. I've got 10 pages pulled out to use. Let's see, is any of this ivory? No. Okay. This might be neat. No. I think I might make some flip outs. I told Rhonda I would try to remember to make flip outs. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll do that. Okay, we'll make one in each signature. I'll just do 1 in each signature. That'll be fine. Okay. And I was going to look at other envelopes, but I don't know. And this, I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to say no thank you to that. Okay. Now I just have all this stacked up on my desk. See, that's why I'm making this, because I need to clean this up. I mean, put this away, because my other desk is piled high. And craft paper, no. So for one signature, we'll use the gray folders as a wraparound. I mean, the gray envelopes. And for another signature, we will use a big piece of cardstock to make a paper. Okay, hold on just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, we've got options. Sorry, I had to step away. So, let me put that behind me. There. I did get this paper, this pack. That it doesn't even go in there. And I don't know if it came with gray. Doesn't look like it. Red Rocket, I don't know if that would match the poppy. That's too bright. That's too orange. Okay, so we're not using any of that. I just grabbed it in case it was an option. We have black, but I don't want to use black. I thought it might have gray cardstock in it, is why I grabbed it. And it doesn't. And I don't know why that is in there, because that doesn't go in there. Alrighty. Let's see if this matches. That's lighter. I think I like it. I think I might like that better. But I don't, see, I already boogered it up. Okay, I think the inside lining of envelopes needs cardstock. Now, looky here. My sister just gave me all of this, and there we go. Looky here's red specks. Okay. Do we like that? I think we do because it's interesting. I think that's very interesting. Okay, in the comments, tell me if you like. I know somebody's like, yes, we can answer you, you just can't hear us. Well, now I can hear you because I'm going to ask you to tell me before the next video. Okay. Sassy Carlita, you being sassy? So, here, to line the envelope, do we like... Okay, let me set that aside, and I will lay this paper out, and so maybe you can see what I'm talking about. There. So do we like the newsprint, or do we like the speckled, I don't know what you call it, speckled paper? It's like got, I don't know, fiber bits or speckles on it or something. I don't know. And plenty of it's gray, and there's some red, so I think it would match, and black. So I think it would match. So let me just do it like that. And I'll show plenty of the gray. Mind you, we're only going to cover it, so you're only going to see 1 millimeter of the gray going around, like we did on the cover. Okay? It'll be like that. So, but I'm pulling it down to show you all plenty of gray. Now, do we like the speckle or the newsprint? Okay? Thanks so much. I need to know. Now, look what we're going to do. And I don't know that we need to use this big of paper. No, we don't. We do not. We can just use letter size because our pages are only 4 by 8. So here, I'll just get a piece of ivory cardstock. Or, hey, yes. Okay, we're using this for a folder. Okay, change of plans. So, in one signature, we're going to use envelopes, probably as a wraparound. I like to make these, if it's bigger and bulkier, I like to make stuff as a wraparound for the signature, right? So then it will be like this. Now, mind you, it's going to be covered. You all are going to pick the inside layer to you know, clean it up and seal it all in, right? Okay, you all are going to pick newsprint or that thing. And then this is a neat cover, a wraparound for this signature. Now, mind you, it'll be trimmed to fit. It's all going to work. Okay, so then this will be a neat wraparound, right? So that's what I'm doing with this too. And you know what? Okay, we're just going to do it. So now you can tell me, this folder is going to be the wraparound for one signature. The gray envelopes are going to be the wraparound for the other signature. Okay? And you all are going to tell me if you want newsprint or this speckled paper for to seal the inside lining of this folder, of this wraparound for the signature, right? So, this with the lining you choose is going to be one signature. This folder is going to be the other signature. And I will quit saying it because I think I've said it enough. So what I need you to tell me is, this might affect your decision on whether you want the lining of the envelopes to be speckled or newsprint. You know, do we want, this is going to be a folder, just like a folder. And then this is going to be envelope wraparound. So do you want me to echo the lining of the envelopes, or do you want to do something different for the lining of the envelopes? Okay. So we've got our score tool out, and it doesn't matter. Let's see, 8.5 by 11, and we want this to be, I just want it to be a little bigger, so I want it to be 8.25. So we would normally trim or score this at 3 inches, but I want it to be a hair bigger. So we're gonna, and then that'll give us an 1/8 on the top and bottom. An 1/8 higher. It'll give us an 1/8 at the top and the bottom, more height for the journal. And we are still at 8.5 inches. So then this will just come up, you know, 1/4 inch. The height of this will be in between the height of the pages and the height of the cover. So we're only going to fold that 3.25. And we're scoring it. And we need this to be a little 8.5. So we're going to go ahead and leave this at 4.25. Because we want it bigger than the envelope. I mean, bigger than the signature. So we are folding that in. Now, that's the center. And I don't know if I can fold this at score this at 1/4 inch, because I want to do something. Because I've been doing something. Oh, shoot, that's not right. Okay, well then what we're doing is we're just giving the signature a little more. Somebody did this yesterday, making there. So that will just give our signature, this will make it thicker to wrap around the signature, and that'll be okay. Alrighty. And I have been folding this outside edge in, but we can't do that this time. And now I will show you how to make a folder. So to get this center to cooperate, and if we started at the bottom, and then we might not end up quite where we want to be. So then just start at the fold. I make a lot of folders. So then just start at the fold. Cut above your fold. You want to clear your fold. And I'll tell you why in a second. Because now our fold is cut away. I always cut away the fold. And then that won't give us any bulk if you clean that. If we left the fold, the score line, it might cause us interference when we go to fold this around the signature. Okay? Now these, here's another trick for you. You know how, you know how your corner rounder won't work if this is not square, right? So the wavy scissors do the same thing. It rounds a corner where a corner rounder won't. And you might have to chip away at it a little bit. Okay. And sorry for you lefties, that doesn't work. My sister can't do it. And then we are just going to glue this up here. And we don't need to glue the inside, but we're just going to glue the sides up. I can go ahead and do that. And then we will be done. What I have been doing, which I decided to use this paper. I have lots of bigger paper, letter and ledger and stuff. But what I have been doing is need a paper towel. What I have been doing is folding if I have extra, but I don't have extra on this one. It just worked out that way. We're going to leave it a little bigger. I could trim away another 1/8 of an inch, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to let it be. I want it to wrap around the signature, so we're going to go ahead and leave that. And I just scored it here instead of cutting it there. So what I usually have been doing is folding over a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch or something on this edge and wrapping it around the pocket. Instead of, I trim away a piece here and then I just wrap this around on top of the pocket and it looks nice. But I don't have enough extra paper to do that this time. So there. That's nice. Yes? You like? And it's not quite scored in the center. Wasn't perfect. So there. So this is going to wrap around one signature. Like this. Now mind you, that edge will be trimmed. Oh crap, I cut it too much. I will have to remake that. Look, it's not big enough. Crap. I must have did the opposite. I meant to, in the height, I meant to give it an extra 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch, and I think I gave it less. Sorry. And then this is going to go around the other signature, and mind you, this will all be trimmed to fit just right. Okay, and I will remake the folder. I'm not going to put you through that. And then the pages we're going to add are, I'll do a flip out on something. I'll have to figure out a flip out because I told Rhonda I would. I have lots of legal size letter 8.5 by 14 cream. I have that in cream, so I can do that. And then we're going to use these for pages, the dot grid and the lines with the gray dot grids and the gray lines. And maybe the doilies. I'm uncertain. And I think those are all the pages we're going to add to it. I'm not going to complicate it. And then you're going to let me know which you want for the inside of the envelope. Okay? So this was an easy one. I usually pick lots of all of it. And this one is going to be easy. And then all I have to do is make it pretty. Okay? So there. Thanks so much for joining me. And let me know. Love you. Bye.